talk about the different concepts that the marketing manager can use to deliver the company's value proposition to the target market. We're going to be talking about the production concept, the product concept, the selling concept, the marketing concept, and the societal marketing concept. So each one of these are a different way that the marketing manager communicates with the target market, the value proposition that the company brings. So let's go ahead and talk about each one of those.
Lot of things and don't make them as high quality, but then try and make so many that they lower the price. So with rental houses, for example, you can do you can make a lot of rental houses and then make so many of them that the price kind of lowers a little bit and they're not as high quality. Now let's talk about the product concept. So for the product concept, they make less of them. They take more time into it. They're a little bit more expensive, but they are really more high quality and they're more expensive and there's less of them. So let's talk about the selling concept. And the selling concept is different because you can have as many products as you want, but they just trying to push them out to people. So you could have like your assistant that just goes out and tells a bunch of people about them, or run like a buttload of ads, and then just have as many as you want. Same with rental houses and everything else, the product. So some of you might be wondering, what is marketing myopia? It's when they don't focus on the product, they don't focus on the customers, they focus on the product. So let's see how it's different between let's see how these relate and how they don't relate. So for the selling concept, it's not present with the marketing myopia because it does not relate to it because they're focusing on the ads. And so yeah.
Nice. Go ahead and tell me about the marketing concept.
Marketing concept. So the marketing concept is the marketing management's philosophy that achieving organizational goals depends on the target markets and delivering this desired satisfaction better than competitors do.
So now that Henry's already defined the production concept, the product concept, the selling concept, and the marketing concept, we're going to talk a little bit more about how those impact you as a single-family residential landlord. So with the production concept, what's the production concept like, Henry?
The production concept is kind of weird because it's like you make so much stuff and then it's like you just sell it to reduce the money.
Right, so you're just mass producing stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like,
so we could think about this like the real estate investor who's flipping tons of homes, or the wholesaler who's making a small margin on a large number of deals, trying to up that production to get that deal flow coming through. The next one we talk about would be the product concept. So with the product concept, what is the producer trying to do, Henry?
Trying to make, I guess, less of what he's trying to make and make it less expensive and put a lot of time and effort into it, not just...
Time and effort makes it less expensive?
More expensive, sorry.
More expensive, because usually he's trying to do what with it when he takes his time on it?
Makes it nice.
Yeah, high
quality,
right?
Yeah.
So like in a neighborhood where homes are not very expensive, what might somebody who's overly focused on the product concept do?
Go to a nicer neighborhood.
Or maybe like build a house that's too nice for the neighborhood that he's in.
No, he should build a worse house.
Well, if he's building a super nice house, that might be the product concept, right?
Yeah.
In like a neighborhood of normal homes, if he builds a mansion maybe he over-focused on the quality of that one home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he was too focused on the product, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's it called in both the production and the product concept? What do we call that when someone is so focused on the product that they don't even consider the end consumer and they just stay focused on the product? What's that called?
Mobility.
Close.
Sorry.
Marketing myopia, right?
Yeah,
So when you have marketing myopia,
I
you're what is marketing myopia? Tell them about that.
kind of like the example he just said, like, don't overreact on it.
Yeah, you're just focused on the product,
Yeah,
right?
just
You're not even thinking
yeah.
about the end user, and that leads to marketing myopia. That gets us into the selling concept. Tell us a little bit about the selling concept.
The
Henry.
selling
That's
concept-
like the opposite of marketing myopia, right?
Yeah, I guess you can make it as nice as you want, worse you want, more expensive or less expensive, but either way, you're going to be pushing yours out as much as you can.
Yeah, you're just pushing, right?
Like
You're
making a bunch of ads, telling all these people about it, doing all this other stuff to make it push out.
right, just straight up selling, right? Advertising, using sales to push your message out. Maybe focusing so much on the end user, you're not even thinking about the product at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that gets us into the selling concept. But then when we start tying it all together, we get to the marketing concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we define the marketing concept as the marketing management philosophy that reaches the organizational goals by knowing the needs and wants of the target consumers and meeting those satisfactions better than the competitors do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the marketing concept, we take a little bit of the production concept because we've got to make sure that we're making things in a price conscious manner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take a little bit of the product concept because we got to make sure that we do deliver a quality product, and we're taking the selling concept because we got to connect those end users with the product offerings that we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we take all of those together to get the marketing concept. The one we didn't talk about earlier is the societal marketing concept. The societal marketing concept not only considers the needs and wants of the target consumer, but also the long-term good of society as a whole, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we try to do that with rental houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Because we don't want to just pump out a ton of cheap crap, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to focus on doing. What if we do like a super expensive remodel where no one can even afford to rent the house anymore? Which concept would that be? If we focus so much on making it so high quality, but it ends up being too expensive for anyone.
I think I forgot what it's called. It's like mobility.
No, that'd be the product concept. But yeah,
Sorry.
marketing myopia
Oh, yeah.
would lead us to the product concept, right?
Yeah.
What if we have just a bunch of either super expensive or really cheap homes, and we just punch out a bunch of ads and work on people?
Selling concept all the way.
Yeah.
Ads in anyone is probably selling concept.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we focus on our target market. We do that by establishing a target rent price in our market. Because we know the needs of the target market are that there's a certain rent price they can support. What are their wants? We can look at other homes for those same rent prices in our target market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we're going to meet their wants. And then we look at the quality to make sure that we meet the needs and wants of our target market better than competitors do, right? Mm-hmm. Competitors being the other people that have houses for rent in our target market, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get more in depth with that with comparative marketing analysis. You can check out CMAs in the course down below. My Managing Properties Remotely course talk a little bit more about how we manage our rental properties from afar, and also how we do those CMAs to make sure that we are meeting the needs and wants of our target market better than who? Meeting the needs and wants of target markets better than?
Your competitors.
That's right.
Yeah, make sure to check out my channel, link in the description. And we're having a big donation called Help Henry Get AirPods. So go donate as much money as you can to help Henry get AirPods.
Like and subscribe. Click the notifications.
Notifications.
Henry's not getting any AirPods.
Help Henry get AirPods.